Did the NBA just solidify Michael Jordan as the greatest player of all time? Welcome to the Daily Thinker, where we talk about theology and basketball. Today, we will be talking about Michael Jordan. Is Michael Jordan the greatest player of all time? And the NBA revamped their awards, their end of the year awards: 60 Men of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year, MVP, Clutch Player of the Year, which is a new one named after Jerry West, and the list goes on. So they revamped the awards. That's cute. We will get to that later on in the video. But is Michael Jordan, is the NBA solidifying and saying, hey, Michael Jordan is the greatest player of all time because the MVP trophy is named after him? This is a dumb argument to make, to say, hey, Michael Jordan is the greatest player of all time because the trophy is named after him. Okay, the Bill Russell MVP trophy is named after him when it comes to the finals. Okay, in the finals, I would rather have a finals MVP than an NBA MVP. Michael Jordan has 5 MVPs. Some can argue Kareem should have been in this position to get the trophy named after him because he has 6 MVPs. Michael Jordan only has 5. Now, Michael Jordan is in a great class. There's only a couple people who ever won 3 NBA finals. I mean, not NBA finals, but NBA MVPs. And Michael Jordan has won 5 of them. And some people argue he should have 9. Now, that's probably too much to jump on, saying he should have 9. There's the same argument when it comes to rings, that he should have 10 rings. But this is a silly and foolish argument to make. Say, hey, Michael Jordan is the greatest player because the trophy is named after him. No, not at all. Jerry West, he has the logo. Bill Russell has finals MVP. Just because a trophy is named after you doesn't make you the best player of all time. Now, can you argue from other positions? Hey, 6-0 in the NBA Finals, which is really the only argument they have or they make. I'm not saying that LeBron is the greatest of all time, but I'm saying when I hear the arguments, is Michael Jordan has 6 Finals MVPs. LeBron lost in the finals 9 times. So it's always a finals debate. You can debate that, but making this seem like, hey, Michael Jordan is the greatest player of all time because a trophy is named after him is foolish. But kudos to Michael Jordan. I think the trophy should be named after him because the way he changed the game of basketball. Now, Kareem, he has 6 MVPs. That's great. That's awesome. But Kareem did not shape and change the game of basketball the way we know it today. Michael Jordan's shoes are still selling at an all-time high after 30 years. People can argue the game of basketball would have died if Michael Jordan didn't step in the early 90s and take the league by storm. I mean, he took it by storm as a rookie, but we know who's really saved the NBA: Magic and Bird. But Michael Jordan having this MVP trophy named after him is great. But I'm done talking about that. Let's get into why I am here today. What really makes me mad and ticks me off is the minimalistic approach that the NBA is going in. I have seen it with jerseys, and just look at some of these jerseys. Look at some of these jerseys. This minimalistic style, so simple, and they never try to create nothing new. Really, sometimes they try to create stuff new. Sometimes it flops. Sometimes it turns out good. But when they try to create something new, let me take that back. They have created things new when it came to jerseys. I love the sleeve jerseys, especially those calf sleeve jerseys in 2016. This jersey they won the NBA Finals in. Those jerseys are beautiful. Those are some nice jerseys. But now, in the times we are living in right now, that was years ago in 2016. That's almost 7 years ago. The times that we are living in now, this minimalistic approach, just one word across with a couple of colors, blah, blah, blah. I'm tired of that. And then they use the same old jersey that we see in the 70s or the 80s, and they just revamp it, change it up a little bit, change the font. No, I want brand new, fresh jerseys, not this minimalistic, simple approach. And I'm seeing this with the awards. Just take a look at the awards, from the MVP to the Defensive Player of the Year, to the Clutch Player of the Year, to the Sixth Man of the Year, to the Rookie of the Year. You look at these old trophies. You look at an MVP trophy from last year before before now. The trophy looks more gorgeous in my opinion than this new Golden Globes trophy that we see now. It doesn't speak basketball. It speaks that, hey, I just won a movie award or the best actor award. Now, some people should get the best flopper award. I'm not gonna say any names, but you know who I'm talking about. But in my opinion, these awards look like it should be at the BET Awards, MTV Awards, or something like that, or the Golden Globe, but not as a NBA trophy. And hey, no dish to the designer. The design is really nice. Now, I wish they would just keep the same trophy and just move the design to the old-fashioned trophy. Just take a look at the MVP trophy. It's beautiful. Now, when you take a look at this MVP trophy, look at it. It looks much better than the trophies we see now. The defensive player looks much better. It just looks like an actual trophy that should be handed out by the NBA, not some trophy that you win in a city league game. But the design is great. The design is it's all right, but it's so minimalistic. It just doesn't have that same to it. Like, man, this trophy is huge. This trophy is heavy. I can barely hold it up. It doesn't have that it. We know how people say he has the it factor. The trophies that we see now, it doesn't have that it factor. It's just like, it's a nice trophy. I mean, look at it. It looks nice. But I want to go back to the old ways. Okay, I want to go back to the old trophies because they look much better. Much, much better. And Nikola Jokic, he received the first one to receive his trophy, this new updated trophy. And I guarantee you, man, that old trophy looks much better. Just take a look at it. It looks much, much better. Rookie of the Year, which look better. Looks like an actual trophy that you just don't see that often. The design back on the old trophies are just trophies you don't see in public, or trophies you might not even think about making or really kind of designing. With these new trophies, it's just so minimalistic, and I feel like I've seen these trophies somewhere before, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I don't know, but I could be wrong, but I don't think I'm wrong at all. Just, oh my goodness. But the Clutch Player of the Year, this is an interesting award. I think Damian Lillard has a chance to bring this one home. The dude is clutch, and what he's been doing this season has been clutch, but the season is still young. We haven't even made it to the All-Star break yet, so we have to wait for that to happen. But the NBA, stop going this minimalistic approach and go back to the old approach. And now you took away the design and gave it this minimalistic approach. You did the same thing with the jerseys. I don't know. Maybe they're getting lazy, but I could be wrong. Hey, I'm just a guy on YouTube. I'm just a guy talking to a camera, I guess. Hey, that's what they might think about me. But anyway, y'all let me know in the comments below. If I'm like, oh, Gusto, you crying. The NBA new updated trophies look much better. Or if you think, yeah, let's go back to the old style. Let's go back to the old style. It just looked more gorgeous than this new updated City League trophy approach. Let me know in the comments below.